Hello everyone, I'm Manna. This is Maru. There's a Momo over there. And we're back with some more Werewolf the Apocalypse Heart of the Forest. When we last left off, surprise, we found out we were a werewolf. Shocker. Um, we discovered that we have to pick a tribe. We have not picked a tribe. I'm pretty sure a snake spirit has decided that they own us. I'm not okay with that because apparently the snake spirit is a supremacist. I'm not comfy with that. So, yeah. We are also approximately 75% of the way through the story, according to um, the pause menu that I saw when I was closing the game the other day. So, let's see what happens. I believe we were heading back to look for our phone and wallet and to catch up with our friends who were with us when we went to hang up the protest banner and aren't anymore. I don't know where they are. I hope they're alive and safe. I sure hope so. I will feel really bad if I accidentally killed them. Chapter 5, The Plan. Start the chapter. Loose end. I woke up in my bed in the B&B, and for a moment thought the whole werewolf business had been a dream. Then I heard muffled giggling, looked up, and saw Anya and Bartek looking at me from the other bed. Good news! They're not dead! Anya is loyal. Oh, good. You caught us, but I thought you'd stay with your German friends a bit longer, said Bartek, embarrassed. We knew you were all right, Anya chimed in. And what was with you sneaking in through the window in the middle of the night? Naked. She raised her eyebrow. I did some crazy things back home, but I never partied that hard. Rage is high. Yeah. I got startled by a stray dog on my way back, panicked, shapeshifted, and ruined my clothes again. There was so much to talk about. Oh, hi, Momo. There was so much to talk about, I didn't know where to start. I was worried about them. How was I? I was worried about them. I really was. Are you all right? I asked. I was worried about you. Yeah, said Anya, scratching her head. After we were separated in the forest, I got lost and Bartek found me. And we ended up here. Hadn't they seen us? Sigh with relief. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's sigh with relief. I don't know if we just want to throw straight at them, hey, by the way, I'm a werewolf. Like, most everybody at the protest is a werewolf. They were telling me what they thought was true. They had no recollection of seeing werewolves. So Pat was right. The human mind couldn't cope with seeing a Krynos. And when the delirium ended, the subconsciousness patched the holes in with their memory with something rational. But how are you feeling? Anya asked. How was I? I'm all right. Sorry for disappearing so suddenly, I said, because what else could I say? Lied about the naked stunt, lied about what happened. I told a version of the truth. Yeah, let's go with a version. I got lost in the forest. Technically, that part wasn't a lie. Then stumbled on the activist and I kind of got carried away. I wanted to tell her everything. I packed my bag in silence. I felt a rift growing between me and Anya, and I felt a sudden urge to tell her everything. But I couldn't. I told her something she could understand. Yeah, there we go. Let's tell her something she can understand. We can't give her the whole truth, but we can give her some truth. I couldn't tell her the truth. I was a Garou, and I had a sacred duty to protect the veil hiding us from mortal eye. but I could tell her something. I learned something important about myself, I said, and I have to follow it for a while. Sorry for the sudden change of plan. I sighed and continued packing. So, are you leaving? Asked Bartek. What about the forest? I didn't know how to answer. I shrugged. Whatever the answer was, it was now Maya the werewolf's problem. Maya the student was dead. Let us know when you figure it out, said Bartek. We'll be waiting, Anya hugged me. I mumbled something, took my bag, and left. Well, at least we know they're safe. Everything according to plan. I dropped my bags in the camp and ran through the plan one more time. They expected me to act like my brain is still reading it as the urge. So, the urge? I don't know. But we'd also discussed other plans, both more mundane. Yeah, because this is born under the crescent moon, mystics and seers dealing with spirits, interpreting visions and omens. Okay. Okay, so here's the earth. Arrows, Philodox, Justice, Retribution, Rare Beetles, Ragabash, Tricks, Subterfuge. Can't go to the Wolf's Den or Town. Place of Power, Theurge, Spirits, Rituals. Well, they do want me to go do the fuck hell. They want us to go do that. They expected me to act like that. But we also discussed other plans, both more mundane. I mean, I guess I need to learn about this, but I also want to save the forest. And like that seems like a priority right now, because that's like the immediate thing that's happening. If we're not going back to school, there's time to learn about the spirits and rituals, which I guess is a form of school. But let's go rare beetles, because I think that's related to the forest. The beetles. Let's go through the plan again, shall we? Cornell looked at me with those gray eyes of his. The plan was simple. Trick the woodworkers into entering a strictly protected reserve and cause an incident with international repercussions. It was war, it was necessary, it was fun. It was necessary. The plan had its risks, but at that moment, we had no other option. I lured the loggers into the woods, sent Pat to talk to some scientists. We needed reporters. We do need reporters. I have a contact in the press, I said, thinking of Erica. Terrible idea, Kim shook her head. Just ask Pat to post a video online. We need more than a video. Why is Kim against it? Yeah, why are you against it? It's easier to make a decision if I understand your reason. It's like telling kids not to do things. If you tell them not to do things because you said so, they're gonna fucking do it. But if you explain why not to do something, then they're gonna understand why not to do it. Or at least are more likely to understand it. You can't just be like, no, I said so. Because kids will just fucking do it anyway. I asked Kim what the problem was. The plan seemed solid. It's personal. Erica was my sister. They sighed. Then she got jealous that I changed and she didn't. We had a falling out. Now she stalks me and I just don't trust her. Okay, hadn't seen that coming. Still needed the coverage though. Yeah, a video is not going to be enough. Unless it goes viral, it's not going to be enough. Kim neutral, press sympathetic. But we still needed the coverage, regardless of Kim's family history. I found Erica easily enough. The press is neutral. I got an anonymous tip that there will be a confrontation between loggers and scientists in the reserve, I told her. I can give you an exclusive. It took some coaxing, but finally she agreed. After that, I needed to engage a third party. Lured the loggers into the woods, sent Pat to talk to some scientists. Well, we'll go ahead and send Pat. I feel like we need to do like an order of events here. So, Pat, go talk to the scientist. Pat was like me, always the one for mischief, so she had no problem telling her colleagues that the loggers were going to a protected area where an endangered beetle lived. She even offered to go with them. There was only one thing left to do. I lured the loggers into the woods. When I told Lisa that I needed to sell some bullshit to the loggers, she almost smiled. I'll give you a package for them that'll let you get closer and throw some words around, she said. I added some extra kick to it to make them more reckless. She handed me the bottles. She gave me a plastic bag with 3 bottles of her special moonshine clinking inside. I needed a local connection, so I called Bartek, and we went there together. Ooh, sorry, Bartek. I needed to plant a story about a planned sabotage. There's this old pine tree. I made sure they heard me talking. Lots of pines, actually. We could chain ourselves to them, or hammer spikes into them and break the chainsaws. I could see the loggers believed every bit of it. Finally, we were ready. Use deception to stop the logging. Beautiful. It took a few days, but finally the plan was set in motion. The scene had been set, and the curtain went up. The shit hits the fan. I underestimated how eager the loggers would be after a few drinks. They managed to kill 2 trees before the scientists arrived, and the whole place looked like a battlefield. What a clusterfuck. Erica and I were hiding behind the bushes, watching the scene unfold. Pat was nearby, waiting for my signal. Took a deep breath. Nodded at Erica. I feel like taking a deep breath. Let's. You know what? Not at Erica. I'm gonna keep my rage and willpower. Erica was watching, her eyes gleaming. I nodded at her, and she started recording. One of the men was yelling at the scientists. We're doing you a favor cutting down these woodworm-infested trees. There are no spruce bark beetles here, the scientist shouted in outrage. This is one of the last habitats of the Upress? It's some kind of beetle. The most magnificent of the European woodland beetles. You won't tell us what to do in our forest, the logger pointed his finger at the scientist. We needed to escalate, let them argue. It was time to wind it down. Let them argue. We don't want to escalate it because that could result in people dying, and personally, I don't want that to happen. We've killed enough people. I made sure we were recording, and I let the row continue. The species is listed on Appendix 2 of the Berne Convention in Annex 2 and 4 of the EU Habitats Directive, added the scientist, who is now striking shade, a striking shade of vermilion. It wasn't the best argument. It also wasn't the worst. The logger's face reddened. Say that again, he said, slowly taking a step forward. I saw one of the others reaching for an axe. They wanted blood. The hair on my neck stood up. The loggers wanted blood, and there was something unnatural about it. Didn't matter, I had to act. Focus. I don't want anyone to die. I feel like I should intervene so nobody gets killed, because I don't want anyone getting killed. But frankly, it didn't matter at that moment. I needed provocative reportage, not a bloodbath. I looked at Pat, because we don't want to shapeshift. I looked at Pat for advice, but I saw her muscles bulging as she tried to control her own rage. You're gonna force us to change anyway. Oh god, what do I turn into? Like, does this still pass as human? Strong enough to lift heavy things without breaking a sweat and intimidate. I don't want to go full Trinos. And I feel like Hispo and Lupus will get me shot at. Or killed. Hello again, Momo. Like, this doesn't seem to have wolf-like features. It's still pretty humanoid. Whereas this has very obvious... And it's also a killing machine. There's nothing subtle about it. Monstrous wolf, smart, fast, heavy, and absolutely scary. Majestic animal with all its advantages and limitations. Looks great on camera. Oh, you know what? It just gave me a hint. Looks great on camera. I was Lupus, the wolf form. I doubled down in pain. My arms and legs cracked and twisted. My skull fractured and reset itself in a different shape. Fragments of bones crawling under the skin. My skin was ripping and sprouting fur. I howled in agony. When the pain subsided, I was Lupus, a wolf seeing the world in smells and sound. The world went gray. Scents bloomed around me. I noticed the wolf mother watching me from the shadows. Silence fell over the clearing as I jumped onto one of the fallen trees. I bared my teeth. I growled at them, expecting them to run away, but they just went pale and reached for their axes and chainsaws. It's time, the wolf mother howled. Kill them all. I don't want to attack. I don't want to kill. I just stood there. I just stood there watching them until something changed in their eyes. Their shoulders slumped and they ran away, disappearing among the trees. Erica put down the camera. That was perfect, she said. In the evening, the recording was ready. That evening, we sat with Erica and Pat, watched the edited recording one more time, and then uploaded it. It was time to bask in our victory. And victory it was. I talked with Erica about Kim. Talked with Kim about Erica. And victory it was. I'm not getting involved in family motherfucking drama. Thousands of comments, tweets, clips from the stream circling the internet. Gifts. You really... We celebrated all night long. I'm not... I ain't getting involved. Thank you, fuck you. Use leverage to stop the logging. Lisa poured her special moonshine into the small glasses. The special moonshine. What's in the moonshine? I asked. It smells strange. I bound anger spirits to the distillation column. She grinned. It gives the vodka a nice kick. It's safe. Most of the time. The others seemed okay with it. Propose a toast, let them drink. Then I understood something. Yeah, probably anger spirits definitely fueled the anger of the loggers. Which is understandable. Understood something. Let's go with that. Hey, I took Lisa aside. The guys at the shop, the ones that harassed him. It was your doing, wasn't it? They drank your moonshine. You know perfectly well what it does to humans. She shrugged. Maybe. What's it to you? What was she thinking? Why did she have... What was she thinking? Lisa, neutral. What were you thinking? I threw my arms in the air. This stuff is dangerous. It makes them dangerous. It does nothing for the cause. Listen, kid. It's either them or someone else. She shook her head. And trust me, we don't want it to be someone else. Didn't really know how to answer that. Let them drink. I sat back, let them drink, and just enjoyed the evening. It was a good night. A moment of triumph. I couldn't wait for the SEP meeting that morning. Creating bad PR for the loggers was my rite of passage, and I knew that I did great. I was unstoppable. We met soon after the sunrise. On the same clearing where I woke up for the first time as a Garou. Lisa looked at us all and smiled. Our patrons were looking at her expectantly, so she stepped toward the center of the clearing. I am the third of this SEP, and I'm here to make sure we do things the right way. I held my breath. She turned to me, and I held my breath. Maya, come forth. Are you a cub who seeks recognition as an adult? She knew that I was ready, I answered. What? She knew that already. You know that I am, I rolled my eye. Are you a cub who seeks recognition as an adult? She asked again, no humor in her. That was ridiculous. I am, I answered, not even trying to hide what I thought about this ridiculous charade. Are you an applicant to a tribe? Lisa asked again. I confirmed. Really? What tribe did we pick? Because I don't remember picking. I am, I answered. Who speaks for the cub? Lisa looked at her sepmate. I do. Pat stepped forward. I'm Electric Beetle of the Glasswalkers, Ragabash of the Winter Weasel Pack. I observed the cub on her mission, and I'm here to tell the story. Electric Beetle, really. Would I have to take a new name? Secret names. Ooh. Would I have to take a new name? I guess they all had secret werewolf names. It made sense. A new life demanded a new name. Would I also have to take a new name? Has the cub passed her challenge? Asked Lisa. Of course I did. I held my breath. Holding the breath. I think I did. I knew how it all happened, but held my breath nevertheless. That is neutral. She succeeded, was the answer. The challenge was hard, and she overcame it. Lisa turned to me. Have you chosen your name? Lisa turned to me. My new secret name. Suddenly I remembered my grandfather talking about his old friends. He never used their real names. They were always Thunder or Gray or Needle. I always thought it was a gorilla thing. Some kind of war name. Now I wasn't so sure anymore. How to capture my whole life, my aspirations, my personality, my heritage in one name. I cleared my throat. Ooh. Okay. Mist, a name with more than one meaning. Wichura, which was Polish for gale. Pine, tree in the forest. Falca, which was Latin for a female falcon. Well, that's cool, but I feel like that doesn't encapsulate much of anything. I actually really like Mist or Wichura. I think I'm gonna go with Mist. I like Mist. My new name is Mist, I answered, thinking of fog and one of the Valkyries from Norse legends. There we go. Hell yeah. As for the tribe, choosing the tribe was another matter. I wanted Black Fury, Child of Gaia, Glasswalker, or Bonar. So with Glasswalker, we could continue going to school, is my thinking. Hi, Mario. Big stretch. How you doing? Like, I understand that Bonar is resilient. Child of Gaia makes sense because we're trying to protect the forest right now. I don't like being angry. You're cute, Mario. Too bad this isn't on camera. He's laying across my desk. Just barely on the keyboard, not actually touching any of the keys. And is using my hand as the pillow currently. Pocket child of Gaia. Let's go with that. After getting to know both Olga and Cornell better, I decided to join the Children of Gaia. Cornell agreed to mentor me. Only one thing remained to end the ceremony and make me a full-fledged Daru. I had to join a pact. I had already sworn to the Wolf Mother. Pact, Morning Wolf Mother, Winter Weasel Cautious. As my fate had been already tied with the Wolf Mother, I chose her as my patron and joined Olga's pact. And so it was done. According to ancient rites, Lisa painted the mystical glyph of my tribe on my sternum. It disappeared after a moment, but whenever I closed my eyes, I could feel its warm touch between my breasts. Mist of the Children of Gaia, Deluge of the Morning Wolf Mother Pact. Welcome to our set, she said solemnly. And she howled. Does this mean I can transform without destroying my clothes now? Howls rose toward the sky. They sang about ancient laws of war, status, and secrecy. I remember only a few. Combat the worm wherever it dwells, and whenever it breathes. Submit to those of higher station. Respect those beneath it. The veil shall not be lifted. Join the song. Rank. Place. Goal. Make your own legend. Honor. 1. Cool. I threw my head back and howled with my sep. I was a cub no more. I was ready to tell my own story, to earn my own place in the pack, to howl my own songs. Oh, that was the end of the chapter. Okay. Well, this one is a little bit shorter than the rest, which is fine. I do owe you guys a kitten update. The kittens are doing good. Let's see. Okay, we're at 90%. We're real close to the end here. So, maybe we'll finish it in the next one. So, yes, the kittens are doing good. They have been introduced to Maru and Momo. Maru likes them for short periods of time, and then he's like, okay, I've had enough of the kittens. Momo won't even come near them. We ask her if she wants to see the kittens, and she's like, no, fuck you. But they are doing good, and they've been moved from quarantine in my bathroom to being in Boyo's office. That way they have a safe space where they can be away from the bigger cats, and so that way they're not getting under and into things in the rest of the house, because they are still very small kitties. I would say they're probably about 10 weeks old now. So, yeah, they're doing really good. They're eating good. They got a clean bill of health. They got their vaccines. So yeah, doing good. It's been a trip having kittens in the house. So, but yeah, I'm gonna call it here. When we pick back up, we may potentially be finishing Maya's story. So we shall see what happens. Until then, I will see you guys later, and remember to do something nice for a stranger today. You just might save a life. Bye!